Hello and welcome back to War Sails and our instant death, well, very much ready to die sort of situation here, because we are now at Saniopa. Now, this is obviously not something that you really want to do ideally, because, well, you can already see why. We have the garrison here with 427. If they decide to sally out here, we're going to have some problems. But what I am actually going to do is we're going to double the pay of any troops willing to dig the mine and tunnel carefully. Now, this is going to be extremely useful for us if it actually works, because it's going to breach one siege wall instantly. Let's see if it works. Did it actually work? It did not work. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. All right. Okay. Well, I'm not good. That's the funny thing. I was actually betting on it doing that for me to continue the siege, because otherwise I was kind of hoping that the food situation would go down and then we'd have a really, really good time. Unfortunately, no. That was not the case. So what we're going to do is we're going to be taking Trusted Commander here. I want to get plus 50% recruitment rate for ranged prisoners. That's what I'm primarily going for as we move forward here. And we're also, obviously, whenever I level up, we are going to be trying to spec into engineering now. That's going to be our main thing. And what we're going to do is, because, I mean, this is the thing. The reason why I wanted to go for Saniopa is because they only have 33 loyalty here. It's very likely that we'd be able to push it into some kind of rebellion territory just by besieging it a little bit. But the problem is, if they come in and they try to murder us with the garrison, it's going to be quite difficult to, well, it's going to be very difficult to survive. Let's just say that. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to just do a little bit of something here, as in we're just going to do this. And we're just going to try to get a little bit of extra something for our policies. That's going to be extremely useful here. We should probably go for serfdom, to be honest. I think that's probably going to be a good idea. We're going to be just putting a measly 20 influence in this, because we are just losing relation with Caladog for this. And obviously we want to try to make sure that we have as high of a relation with him as possible. Do bear in mind that I'm actually very surprised he's still alive. He is, well, I mean, he is pretty old now, I think, maybe, is he? I'm actually not entirely sure, but also dying in combat is very, very normal. So, yeah, we've potentially got to have that be a thing. Ooh, I'm not entirely sure why he doesn't have Royal Guard. Why doesn't he have Royal Guard? Just because we're going to lose 0.2 influence per day? I'm literally going to say this. I'm literally going to do this right now. Caladog likes this. So why didn't he do that? Is it because he has no one actually watching his back? I'm going to assume that's the case. I think everyone is like, oh no, we can't possibly do that because we're going to lose 0.2 influence. And I'm just like, well, really? That's terrible. We need to go for it, you know? 0.2 influence basically does nothing at all anyway. Okay, so Tribunes of the People. I'm actually going to try this. Yes. Okay, this is actually working. Now, this is bad for Caladog, but he doesn't care. He's probably swimming in money. He's probably got, you know, a couple of million at least. And one loyalty increase going to make a huge difference. Hopefully we could do something here. Yes, we can actually get forgiveness of debts. Surprisingly, Caladog wants forgiveness of debts as well. So, forgiveness of debts and the wonderful Tribunes of the People, they are going to work in tandem to give every single one of our towns +3 loyalty without any improvements whatsoever, which is going to make a huge difference. It's going to be insane. Just watch what happens to a lot of our towns. Every single person, look at the loyalty situation that we're having here. Obviously, this is not due to the, well, it is kind of actually due to loyalty, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, the point is, that's how it's going to be for every single town. So Ox Hall, for example, you remember Ox Hall, right? Where we had one of our workshops, and it was just not working. And the reason why it wasn't working is because of, yes, low loyalty. And so that's the reason why I thought, yes, we must do something about it. We must make sure that we're going to be okay with that. Okay, so the question is, what do we want to go for here? I guess medicine skill. There we go. And we are going to be attacking this guy. There we go. Okay, now this is actually going to be kind of dangerous. I'm not entirely sure. Wait a minute. Let me actually just see. Can I try? Yeah, I know. I kind of thought that wasn't going to happen, but I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe I'll be lucky enough to be able to. But no, that was obviously not going to happen because we have not enough relation with him, or he just has way too much with Mr. What's his name? Monchug, right? Monchug? Yeah. I keep thinking it's the other fellow that we encountered a huge amount in the Pacifist Challenge playthrough. I can't remember his name now for some reason, but there you go. Anyway, ooh, now this is a very, very nice battlefield right here. If we actually see what's going on, look at what we can do. Okay, we're going to get these guys over here. Make sure that they are going to be getting here relatively quickly. Ugh, yeah, oh no, I remember now. Oh yeah, playing against the Khuzait is kind of like playing against the Kyrgyz from Warband, but just better. They're just, oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, this is going to be kind of harsh. I mean, maybe it's going to go okay, because this is slightly better than what it was beforehand when we were attempting to achieve victory versus them previously. For some reason, I'm having a lot of frame rate problems in this particular battle. I should probably go into one battle before I start the recording so that I can actually stop that from happening, because it feels to me like this is a maybe like a bit of a rendering problem with some of the armor and stuff like that. Or maybe my PC's just getting really, really old and it just can't handle it. I don't know. Surely not. That's surely not the case, right? I don't know. Maybe it is. Anyway, we're getting some nice headshots right here. Oh, dear. Okay, now be careful, be careful. Okay, so I don't really want to go super hardcore in there right now. We're just going to try to get our forces back here a little bit. We have eliminated quite a significant number of enemies. So, actually, yeah, look at that. We've already eliminated 50 of the enemy's troops. This is really good, actually. Wow, okay, I'm kind of surprised. I thought that we were going to be, you know, it's one of those situations where, you just kind of think, oh, we're doing really, really well. You know, you kind of look at the first initial kills and you're thinking, yes, this is great. This is wonderful. We're doing a great job. And then you look at the scoreboard and you think, oh, I've killed 5 things. Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. And that happens more often than you'd think. It's actually kind of insane. Anyway, there you go. That is indeed a victory for us. I'm calling it now, actually. I'm calling it now. I don't know whether I should. Probably unfortunate. Oh, nice, nice, nice. That was good. I like it, I like it. And maybe we could do a little bit more. Yes, we can. Yes, unfortunately, once more, we're having some issues. Okay, now we should be fine here. I'm actually just going to speed things up. Yep, we are absolutely fine here as well. And we actually can tell everyone to charge in. And we should be absolutely fine. And, ooh, I was kind of hoping to get a nice little side thrust on that guy, but no. No such luck. I do have to be a little bit careful still. We need to make sure that we don't get taken for a ride here by the wonderful damage that these guys are doing. And, this just goes to show, just look at the amount of damage I'm doing, right? I'm doing 70 or so damage against these moderately armored archers. And this is the funny thing. I've never really thought to myself, yes, you know what? The reason why we're not really killing anything is because of our, skill, our weapon skill. Because I'm always usually leveling up weapon skills, I'm usually very, very heavily combat focused. And Kanujan has died. Yes, that is exactly what we like to see. That is actually perfect for us. So what we are now going to do... Ooh, lovely experience. Look at this. Okay, yeah, we've got loads of recruits, of course. So we do need to level those up really, really nicely. But yeah, anyway, the point is having the ability to... Wow, okay, that's actually insane. Wow, look at this. Wow, okay, so many really good prisoners, actually. Oh, well. Okay, so yeah, anyway, point is having the ability to do some crazy cool maneuvers like that and being able to, I don't know, just basically being able to make sure that you're going to be okay is always the right way to go about it. And, well, I mean, I don't know. It just feels to me like that's just better. Ooh, this is good. This is actually really, really good here. Okay, hello. Are you... he's probably going to go straight in, isn't he? He's probably going to go straight in and attack us, but he's got 177. How do these guys have 177 every single time we go in against them? I don't even understand that. What's actually happening with this? This guy has a heavy lancer. He's got a heavy lancer all over the place. This is terrible, but yeah, anyway, as you see here, look at this. We only have, you know, basically 8% increased polearm weapon damage, right? And obviously, we do have, you know, riding skill, and our riding skill is also capped out rather dramatically. And I can't really do anything about it. That's the funny thing. I can't do anything about it unless I want to divert away from engineering or scouting or something like that. But yeah, I actually do want to go for engineering because I want to level that up as fast as possible. Hilariously enough, fast as possible, but I didn't put any points in it. Kind of counterintuitive, but, well, yeah, I mean, I put things in places where I personally felt like they needed to be put. So that's why I was like, yeah, okay, we'll just put a focus point here, here, and here. And then we just have to kind of, you know, well, we made our bed and now we're going to sleep in it kind of thing. So we're probably going to be, as I say, once we do get a focus point, put that in engineering and we'll probably be fine from that. Ooh, we got a basically really similar layout here. Very surprised that we got another very, very nice river layout. And we were able to restore ourselves really, really quickly too, which I gotta say I'm very pleased about. Let's face it, I mean, you never really want to enter a battle at half HP. And I believe that is indeed it. We have so much damage coming in from our various ranged troops. It's not even funny really, because I'm not even really using a significant amount of Battanian Fian champions. I could be using so much more. And obviously we've done all kinds of different challenges in the past as well, where we've used only archers. You know, we've used only this, only that, you know, only specific factions, units, and things like that. Even bandit playthroughs and stuff. So yeah, it's very, very doable. Like a lot of different situations are very doable here, but especially, I mean, you know, no offense, but it's very easy to play with Battanian Fian champions and actually have the ability to conquer the map. There is very little reason why you would fail there, or at the very least, it depends, of course, because if you're only playing with archers, you do have a small amount of restriction, but, you know, most of the time it's going to be easier than if you were to play with just normal amounts of units, and unless you're obviously doing a siege might be a little bit difficult, potentially, but if they sally out or something like that, you're more than likely going to be able to just completely massacre them, because all that's going to happen is they're just going to run into your Battanian Fian champions, and then they're dead, and that's it, because they just get shredded. But that is obviously with a critical mass. That's with a critical mass, because if you take a look at the amount of kills that we have gained on the scoreboard here, you take a look and you see Battanian Fian champion got 31 kills, Battanian Skipari got 29 kills. Obviously, the Fian champion is a little bit more offensively minded. So, obviously, it's a little bit less defensive, doesn't have a shield or anything like that. So, you're obviously going to be having a lot more, you know, offensive kill potential with the Battanian Fian champion. But when it comes to the Skipari, I personally really, really value their burst damage. Because if you think about it, the Skipari literally don't have more than a few shots, and it really makes a huge difference. Really, really does. Anyway, I'm not going to take anything else here. Not much point in that. And ooh, very nice horse armor right there. Okay, yeah, we're going to be giving that to our. Oh, never mind. She actually has better horse armor than we do. That's hilarious. She has better horse armor than we do. Okay. Well, I had no idea that that was the case. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take a quick look here real fast. And I want to actually see something. Is she actually a good scout? She only has 90. She only has 99 in it, but we only have 58. So I guess I will just put her as a scout, and we'll see how she goes. Maybe she'll actually do a really, really good job here. That would be kind of nice, right? I think that would be kind of nice at least. And we're just going to wait here for a little bit of time. And hopefully I'm going to get some engineering skill. I'm not really getting lucky with that. And let's just see here. We have Arwa coming. Okay, I might have to do something about that. And we got another little freeze of the game right here. I'm not entirely sure what even causes that, to be honest, but there you go. Okay, so we are going to go in. I'm going to probably... Oh, yeah, that was a very, very good maneuver there by her. Much better than what the other guys did. That's for sure, because they just ran themselves into like a dead end. But yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, so what we're gonna do? Oh, actually, I do need to go over here and actually spec her. We're going to do forced march, of course. Plus 2.5% increased travel speed when the party morale is higher than 75. I mean, really, most of the time, if you're going to be winning battles quite often, this is always the way to go. This is, I mean, it's just a no-brainer, because unburdened is, in my opinion, pointless, because unless you are consistently thinking, oh yes, I'm going to trade so many things, and then you obviously get overburdened in that time. But a 20% reduction... I don't really like the 20% reduction. Let's just say that. I would much prefer to see that be a little bit more impactful. Like, I'm talking about 35 to 50%, but obviously, you know, don't even talk to me about that, because let's face it, if I were to rework all the perks, right? If I were to rework all the perks myself, the game would be very different. Quite funnily enough, actually, because you wouldn't think so, right? You wouldn't think so, because generally, I don't know. Okay, fine. Let me just rewind real fast, because basically what it comes down to is this. All I want to see is a significant difference in the amount of numbers and values and stuff like that in the various perks. Obviously, there are a number of other perks that do need to be completely reworked and changed in some way or another. But yeah, certain things are perfectly fine the way they are as well. There are a few things that don't need to be touched. But yeah, I should probably do that. I should probably rework them somehow. But yeah, maybe I should just go through every single one in my own time and just see what's happening. But anyway, let's have a look here. Minus 40% food consumption while your party's in a siege camp, or minus 25% troop wages. Do I care about food consumption? Yeah, kind of, actually. You know what? We'll do the food consumption, because I don't really care about money right now. I mean, yeah, money obviously would be really good to try to save as much as possible if we are going for the 300 trade skill perk, which I think we are. But I don't really want to... I don't know. I don't really want to be like, oh yes, let's just double down on that and go for it all over the place. No, we don't want to do that, do we? No. Okay, wait, let's actually just have a quick look here. 80% chance of increasing siege progress by 20%, but we lose 10 of our troops. I hate that. That's terrible. I think we'll lose 10 of our troops and breach one siege wall. That sounds really, really good. Look at that. Instantaneous wall destruction. And now what's really cool about this, and this is exactly the reason why I love having these kinds of events pop up, they are actually really good, because look at what's happened now. Look at what we have here. There are no siege engines active. So I technically, right? Oh yeah, actually never mind. No, I was actually going to say, oh yes, I can technically go straight on in here. No, I actually can't, because I have to actually, you know, make the siege camp in the first place, which is very sad because I actually thought, yes, we're going to have a great time. We're going to be able to go in there amazingly and it's going to be wonderful and everyone's going to love it and yeah, all that stuff. But no, we won't be able to do that. Oh, hello. Are you really wanting to do this? I'm actually surprised. Okay, wow. I'm actually really, really surprised about this. He must... Yep. Okay. This is actually going to be dangerous for us. This is actually going to be very, very dangerous. I'm not sure if we're even going to have the opportunity here. I don't know whether we're even going to have the ability to win this. Let's see. Okay, what do we want to do? I'm thinking right now that what we're going to do is we're going to just go straight here. And we are literally just going to put all our forces like so. Just up against the tree line. That's all I want to do. Just put them up against the... Where are my forces? There they are. Okay. Yeah, put them up against the tree line here. This is going to be extremely effective if the enemy are using a significant amount of horse archers, which they probably are. I mean, let's face it, they are Crusade, of course. So let's see what happens. Maybe we're going to have a great time. If we are going to have a great time, then this is going to be wonderful. But if they are going to be having a problem here, then we might not instead have a good time. We might have a bad time. And having a bad time would be bad for everyone. Yes. Okay, so let's just actually go here. Obviously, here's the thing. The reason why I want to do this is because these trees on the side here are fundamentally going to make everything so much more painful for the opponent. It's actually going to be quite staggering. Let's go here. I'm actually going to put everyone in a loose formation. I know. Sounds a little bit weird, but no, I think what we should do is that exactly. Because then what we could do is we can increase our chances of actually hitting with a lot of our forces here. At least that's the hope. Now I am going to... you know what? Let's use some thrown weapons. Oh, that actually hit. Okay, wow, crazy. I was thinking that probably wasn't going to hit, but it did. Oh, nice damage. Okay. Okay, yeah, we hit this guy, but unfortunately didn't do that much damage. Yeah, we should probably get out our one-handed. Gonna do some damage with this, hopefully. Funnily enough, look at exactly... This is exactly what I thought would happen. This is exactly what I wanted. They are coming in to the forest and just getting absolutely massacred because they can't move. You know, literally, look at this. They cannot move. It is extremely difficult for them to do pretty much anything. And as soon as they come through the trees, our forces are right there to cut them down. And that's the great thing about this. So yeah, generally, if we can continue to do things like this, continue to have environmental advantages like this, we should have this battle in the bag. Maybe. I'm still a little bit worried about it because there are still situations like that where I can get hit massively by a polearm, and then we can have some issues. Like, you know, obviously I'm not using my own polearm at the moment, so obviously that is a bit of a potential issue on my part. But look at how much damage we've already done. We have already done a significant amount, and I don't think we really need to be too concerned because look at what's happening. Look at this. These guys are running in from the side. They're having very little impact because they're just, look at this, they're running into each other. They're running into each other, running into the trees. That is perfect. Absolutely 100% perfect here. And you can see exactly the reason why. Now the enemy's infantry has gotten very, very tired of exactly what we wanted them to get tired of. And now they're charging in. We're going to charge our own infantry in as well. And hopefully that's going to make a big difference. Let's charge our cavalry in as well as our horse archers and all that stuff. And then we will have a great time. So we are just going to be a little bit careful here. I don't want to get killed by these. Thank you very much. Okay, there we are. And now, yeah, see, now the horse archers are getting away from there because they know that we're charging. They know we're charging. They know we're getting out of the area that was basically just bogging them down in endless amounts of, well, pretty much, I don't know, bog. Bog. Yes, because, I mean, let's face it, it's snow time. So, yeah, very, very unlikely that there would be a bog there, but still. Especially considering it's a forest and, you know, it's not even swampland, but whatever the case, we wanted them to be as slow as possible, didn't we? Yes, and they actually ran right into our trap. They literally did. They did exactly what I wanted them to do, which is hilarious. I didn't actually think that they would. I thought we would have maybe a little bit of a problem, you know? I thought we would be like, oh yeah, you know, okay, I tried, but my strategy didn't really pan out. You know, the standard sort of stuff that normally happens to me. And, well, clearly that was not the case. Clearly they just completely got outmatched. And as a result, look at how many forces we have now murdered. We literally just eliminated the ruler of the Crusade with very little expense, which is pretty fantastic. Obviously, unfortunately, he's still alive. He's actually still alive, so not going to really be able to call that a huge W right here, but we can definitely cross that off as a victory. Oh yeah. But look at this. Look at what's actually happening right here. We have... Wait a minute. Where are my archers? Don't I have a load of archers? Yeah, we do have quite a few archers. We have Sergeant Crossbowmen, Palatine Guards. We have Scipari, of course, and we do have some heroes and Battanian Fians. But I'm not seeing any Battanian Fian champions. Why are the champions not in the battle? You can see that right there. They're not in the battle. There are none of them, actually. None of them in the battle. And that just kind of boggles the mind in itself. Look at the leadership. Look at the leadership increase right there. Just because we got so much renown for that, I guess, or something like that, or so much experience, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be letting this guy go, as I said before. I really don't want to... I don't want to, like, execute anyone, basically, because we are just trying to maximize our potential as much as we possibly can. Now, we are going to have a bit of a problem here, as you can see, because we are indeed, yes, as you might expect, not really having the opportunity to convert that many prisoners right now, and they don't have any rescued prisoners either, so it's kind of sad, but it's okay. We don't have to worry too much about it. And okay, no, the armor, actually, is it better for her? Yes, we can finally get her an upgrade for her armor, because I obviously stole hers, didn't I? I think I did. So yeah, we have that. Ooh, this is actually not too bad, but it does lose a huge amount of HP. I'd prefer to keep my HP. So I think that's probably fine. We'll just take all the loot. Thank you very much. And now we are... yeah, we're kind of in a bad situation. I wouldn't mind going over to Tile, to be honest. Isn't this an Empire Fief? It is. So why are they not having issues with loyalty? They're not really having that many issues with loyalty at all. So I'm not too sure what I can really do about that, because I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to... Well, maybe, if at all possible, it wouldn't be super bad if we could capitalize on some of the low loyalty due to the culture being different and so on. That would be super fantastic, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Ah, make peace with the Crusade? Alright. Sure. Why not? I guess we will do that. I'm not entirely sure why they wanted to make peace, because I didn't really do much against them. I mean, I wasn't really super hardcore effective or anything like that. Yeah, we were doing quite nicely, don't get me wrong. You know, we'd actually just eliminated their ruler, of course. But we hadn't really taken any of them prisoner. Usually the factions like to make peace really early if you manage to take quite a few of them prisoner, because of course they are then going to feel like they're much weaker because they don't have enough vassals on the field and, you know, all that stuff. Anyway, we're actually just going to be selling... Wow, Hargard has such a huge amount of money here. This is actually crazy. Look at that. I'm going to get 150,000 just from one town. That's actually unheard of for me. Usually we never really get that. Anyway, make a difference is probably what we're going to take here. Plus 100% battle morale to troops when you kill an enemy. Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, why not? None of that really matters, to be honest. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess that's okay. But I don't think that's really going to make that much difference to how effective we actually are going to be. Anyway, we're going to be taking another point in engineering here, like I said before. It is a little bit of a boring selection, unfortunately. It's not something that I'd normally be like, oh yes, I get another point in focus, points in the thing, engineering, and, you know, all that stuff. That's not really something that I'm like, oh my goodness, I really wanted that. You know, the whole time I've been playing, I really wanted that second point in engineering. No. See, that's the thing. It's not really... not really something that I'm like, yeah, super excited about, but it's necessary, so why not? Now we do have a coming of age here. Look at this, Mr. Pelisor, or shall we say call him Master Pelisor? I guess that's what he should be called now. We are going to be calling him to come and join us, And yeah, I think we're probably going to be getting some marriage proposals, aren't we? I think we're going to get some marriage proposals from some people, so I think that would be quite nice. We're getting some steward skill level up. Whoa, steward is leveling up like no one's business. Wow, that's actually pretty crazy. Okay, I probably should have gotten a massive variety of stuff beforehand. That probably would have made sense. Anyway, as you can see, he's actually leveling up his skills a little bit here. You know, I actually wonder, I should probably make him into a convoy, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's go for a trade agreement with the Khuzait. I see no reason why we shouldn't do that. Our workshops are doing fantastically, by the way. Let's have a look at what they're doing. Yes, as you can see, the wool weavery, surprisingly enough, as you remember, at Revolt, is actually doing 217, which is quite surprising. I didn't think that it was going to do anything at all. Why is it halted, by the way? What's actually going on there? Why is this halted? Due to lack of raw materials. Ah, see, now that's exactly what I was talking about. So let's change it. I'm going to make it a brewery. We're going to make it a brewery because I know for a fact that there's huge amounts of grain and stuff like that in and around the town. So we are definitely going to be swimming in cash very, very soon after that. Let's just take a couple of more pieces of this. Let's sell some fish because I have way too much of that. Sell some of these things. There we go. We are not overburdened or anything like that, so that's great. And let's have a look. What do we have here? Oh, hello. All right, yeah, so we can actually gain 200 influence here. Obviously, this is one of the most amazing random events that you can get if you are a mercenary. Yeah, sure, it's also good if you are, you know, like I am right now, and I'm a vassal. Obviously, it's still good then, because it does give you some extra renown, influence, and all that stuff. But generally, as a mercenary, this is going to literally get you probably 10, 15, maybe even 20k in cash. So it's very, very powerful. And we've gained the devious trait. Oh no, we've gained the devious trait. Okay, well that's interesting. I'm not sure what that's really going to do for me, but there you go. A civil war has broken out. Oh, hello, a civil war has broken out. Where? In the Southern Empire. Oh, look at this. Okay, Danustica, Lycaron, Onira have split off from the Southern Empire. That's actually extremely hilarious because there's only one town and a castle, and maybe another castle, that is available there. Very interesting. Okay, so first of all, what I want to do is I actually want to go over to Pelisor here because he has a bunch of, as you can tell, he has a load of focus points and attribute points. So ideally, what I would like to get him is I'd like to get him trade skill. I know. Should I even bother with this? Because the thing that I'm thinking of right now is artisan community, right? Because if Bruce dies before we get to clan tier 6, because as you can see, it's a pretty significant time, right? We have a load of time left until we get there. As you can see also, by the way, the brewery is doing insane amounts of money, like I thought it was going to. So yeah, 518 right there. Anyway, the point is, do we want to spec him into trade? I think we should probably spec a little bit into it. I'm thinking 4 points. And then we're probably... I do want him to be really, really good at combat because we haven't really had a massive combat character right now. And while Bruce has done a fantastic job of just being him, he's been doing a very, very good job of being him right now. He isn't that good at combat, unfortunately. We should probably get some more medicine skill while we can as well. That is going to make a pretty big difference. I think we should probably go for some more riding skill too. More riding skill, more athletic skill. We have 9 attribute points as well, which is actually utterly insane. It's extremely, extremely good. Now, I'm thinking medicine skill, probably 1 more. Do I really want to go for medicine with another character? I guess we should probably, right? Okay, let's go for intelligence 7. Go for vigor 6, endurance 6, and that's a very specific reason for that, of course, because of the athletics skill, because of athletics and the perks that it gives you. You know what I'm talking about. And we're probably going to leave cunning the way it is. I think I will leave cunning the way it is, and we will just spec a little bit into social, because I do want to get leadership. I would like to get leadership, at least a presence. I do kind of like presence quite a bit. I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to get, you know, something like trusted commander or anything like that. I mean, I'd ideally like to get to ultimate leader. So I'm thinking maybe that would work because he's level 1. Just bear in mind that children in this game are actually overpowered. They are really, really good because they start with so many focus points at level 1. Just bear that in mind. They are level 1, so they are going to be gaining a significant amount of pretty much anything that you can shake a stick at. They're going to be gaining experience at such an enormous pace, and every single level that they get, they're going to get a focus point every 4 levels, attribute point, and they've already had 20 total points to distribute, as well as a number of others while they were aging up, of course, right? So because they were aging up so fast, yeah, this is just really, really good. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is, because I can't see this guy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the tavern here. Tessa is here. Ooh, she's actually a very, very good trader, but not sure if we really want to take her right now. Maybe not. Okay, well, whatever the case, I am going to just go and ask the tavern keeper for information. Hello there. There we are. And I'm going to see if we have any eligible bachelorettes. Oh, he's sailing. Of course he is. And we finally found him, so here he is. And now we are going to, well, I'm going to ask him what he thinks of his liege. Okay, yeah, I don't really care about that, I guess. So we're just going to do this. The Hand of Pelisor. Aha. Okay, so she's actually 22. This is perfect. This is actually perfect. Okay, I'm kind of surprised. He has a twin? This guy has a twin? Okay, that's actually hilarious. I mean, she has a twin. I did not realize that. That's actually amazing that that's even possible. I didn't even know that was possible, so that's really cool. All right, so yeah, this is actually kind of perfect, to be honest. This is really, really good. So we are just literally going to do that. She's got great combat skills too. She's got wonderful roguery skill, scouting skill, charm skill. Yeah, why not? This is good. Let's do it. 75,000. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. No problem at all there. And there we go. Look at that. We gained charm skill. Obviously, I don't really care about the charm skill that much. For Bruce, at least. I do care about the charm skill for Mr. Pelisor, but he obviously doesn't gain any, which is somewhat unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, but obviously there she is. Look at that. She actually, look at this. She's got insane focus points in athletics skill. And she's actually got really good roguery skill too. She is very well statted, actually, surprisingly enough. Much better statted than Fea, but obviously she is a child, or shall we say, has been a child and has aged up in the same way that Pelisor has, and that is actually making a huge difference. Okay, well, now that we have her, we can actually recall her to our party. Let's actually see what Pelisor's packing right now. He's packing... Oh, he's got really good armor, as you can see. He's got really good armor. He is unfortunately not doing very well in terms of the cape department, as well as the boots department. So we are actually going to do a little bit of shopping with him. Let's go here. Let's see what we can get. Okay, he's got a good helmet already, so we don't need to really worry about that. And we should probably get him some new gloves. I don't really care about the cost either, by the way, so don't worry about that. We're not really going to be, you know, quibbling over, 8,000 or whatever. And we really need some new boots. Unfortunately, as you can tell, there aren't any here that are actually going to be any good, so we're going to make our way over somewhere else. But now that this has transpired, we will hopefully be able to get some grandchildren on the way. And grandchildren, they may in fact be our key to, living a lot longer in this, because... well, if Bruce manages, like I said beforehand in the previous episode, if he manages to live until he's like 90 or 100, then we are definitely going to need a grandchild or 2 or 3 to be able to kind of maximize our presence on the map, because otherwise they're just going to, well, we're going to be too old, basically. Like Pelisor is going to be too old, and it's going to be very, very difficult to actually make anything happen from that point, because... he's not going to have the ability to marry anyone because everyone's too old, or, any number of things can happen in that situation. So I'm kind of hoping to get the next generation, as it were, straight up off the bat. I think that would make the most sense. Let's actually see what's happening here. Is she actually here yet? Yeah, she is actually here. Okay, that's great. There we go. Doesn't she have armor? I thought she had armor. No, she doesn't. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, why? Why doesn't she have armor? I thought she had it. Okay, well, that's fine. I guess we don't have to really worry about that. Like I said, we do have enough money to be able to handle getting her some stuff, so it's not really the end of the world, is it? Okay, so I don't really want to spend a huge amount here. I'm going to spend a decent amount, so I guess we'll just spend... Let's see. Let's go with something like this. Something like this. Yeah, that seems pretty decent. Oh yeah, these gloves are really, really good. And we have some boots. We got slightly better boots. And yeah, we obviously need Pelisor to get some better boots as well. There it is. And that's great. Okay, there you go. So I only had to spend a grand total of 52,000. And we're actually pretty good here. That's nice. I like that. Okay, yeah. Increased reputation for being honest, and we've lost our devious trait. Yes, we've lost our devious trait. That is obviously fine and dandy. We don't have to worry about that too much. But yeah, otherwise, that's probably going to be it for this episode. We are going to see what the... She's already pregnant! Look at that! She's already pregnant. Pelisor doesn't waste any time. He's the Casanova of Calradia. Yes, indeed. Anyway, as I said, that's going to be the end of the episode, and we are going to see what Britannia decides to do. And we'll see what they go for next, because a lot of clans are very, very weak right now. So that's the reason why we're having such a, shall we say, difficult time here. Hilariously enough, the Khuzait are the strongest by the looks of things, by a massive margin. Southern Empire not doing so well. You have the Kingdom of Salastro. They are indeed the Civil War people. And then we have the Nords, obviously. They are slightly less powerful than us. And the Azerai are pretty much exactly the same. Very interesting. We're going to be attacking the Western Empire very soon, as you could quite clearly tell here. And also, apparently, look at that, making an alliance. We might be making an alliance with Khuzait, but we are way too far away from them. But if we were quite close, then he might actually decide to do that. Otherwise, Vlandia and Western Empire are going to be what they decide to do, potentially. Let's just take a quick look. I want to look at the Empire themselves. Can I look at the Western Empire right here? As a faction? Here we go. Okay, so... yeah, you can see here, look at all this. Look at all their primary vassals. All their primary vassals. Look at this. These clans are so close to being eliminated. All they have to do is get into a couple more battles, and they will all be... look at this. They're all dead. Almost all of them are all dead. Some of them obviously are still having their major heads of, head leadership, so on and so forth. They're obviously still, alive and kicking, which is not exactly great, but that's how it goes. Look at the minor factions. The minor factions are just generating these guys like no one's business, because that's what they're programmed to do. But yes, otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.